107.5 FM, the right way. Tune in now and join the play.
A very good afternoon and welcome to The Right Way with me, David Wright, here on Almeria Radio 107.5 FM. Well, it's almost the weekend. Are you ready for the weekend? It looks like it's going to be another nice weekend ahead. Come and let us know in the comment section. It has rebooted, so come and say hi. Come and keep me company this afternoon. More tips and advice on living and working in Spain coming up on the show today, and a special guest on the show as well coming up a little bit later on in the show. And I'm going to give some news about these new rules and regulations for stamping your passports at the airport. Is going to cause a lot of problems. It's already causing problems at some Spanish airports. More on that coming up a little bit later on in the show.
David Wright. Help and advice for living and working in Spain. You're listening to The Right Way. The Right Way with David Wright.
And good luck to you, John, and thanks for keeping us entertained this afternoon. Great show, John. I hope it all goes well for you tonight. And a big thank you to the sponsors of my show, Indalo Transport and Storage. Their details are in the comments section now for a free quote. Go and check them out and ask to speak to Paul.
The comments section is open. Chat live to the DJ right now via our website.
And here he is, the legendary David Wright.
Okay, so there's been a lot of on the news about these luggage and strikes at the airport. There's lots of problems with luggage at the moment with the new rules and regulations that came in 1st of September. I'll be telling you about that a little bit later on in the show. Also, some airports are suffering major delays. Some people have missed their flights completely because of these rules about stamping passports for British people going in and out of Spain now. Tell you a bit more about that and what's going on in a little bit later on in the show. I've got my special guest coming on the show in about 15-20 minutes time as well. Stay tuned, you'll want to hear that as well. You're listening to The Right Way with me, David Wright, here on Almeria Radio 107.5 FM. Good afternoon, the Boston crew. Good afternoon, John, Alex, and Sylvia in Leeds. The comment section has rebooted, so come and say hi. Come and keep me company this afternoon. Okay, so yeah, luggage. There's some new rules and regulations on luggage. Now, remember a little while ago on my show, I did tell you about these new scanners at the airports here in Spain, and they are not working. No, it's not working. They've taken them all out. It's too expensive to run these scanners. Apparently they were to stop the liquids and the electronic devices. You could take that all through, no problem. Well, that's all gone out the window now. They've gone back to the old way. Take it all out your bags and make sure it all goes through in plastic bags and things like that. So that's causing lots of chaos at the moment. Airports are saying it's too costly to upgrade the system, so they've gone back to the old way, and it is causing lots of problems at airports here in Spain. The other problem with the airports at the moment as well is that they're stamping passports of British people in and out of the countries, in and out of Spain rather. So yeah, in Lanzarote this week, some people missed their flights, a couple of flights, and it's been causing absolute chaos because they're delaying the flights. But even that's not enough. The long queues of people that need to get their passport stamped, if going through the passport control, is causing major problems. Some airports in mainland Spain have also said that they're having problems with this. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time at check-in. They are now checking. Apparently in Lanzarote they did lift this restriction, and people were going through to help the flow a little bit quicker. They weren't stamping the passports of British people going into Lanzarote. Well, the airport authorities have found that they've been doing this, and now they've gone back to it, and they say that it needs to be very strict, and everybody's passport will be stamped going in and out, and this is causing the problems at the airport. So just make sure you give yourself plenty of time at check-in. This one's for you, Boston crew. Keith Urban and Wild Hearts there.
Live.
David Wright. David Wright.
David.
The afternoon show.
Okay, I'll be back with our live guest right.
It's Friday. And that Friday feeling, getting you into the mood for the weekend.
David Wright. Help and advice for living and working in Spain. You're listening to The Right Way. The Right Way with David Wright.
A very good afternoon and welcome to The Right Way with me, David Wright, here on Almeria Radio. Today I've got a very special guest on the show. I've got Juan Fransiisco. Hi Juan, can you hear me okay?
Hello, David. Thanks for having me in the show. And yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Now, Juan, you're a Spanish teacher, something we all need here in Spain. You give classes. Now, do you give classes online or is it in person or a bit of both?
I used to do both, but now I am doing just online. Both individual, one-on-one and face-to-face. And group lessons.
Okay, fine. And Juan, do you find that the British people like to have lessons? Is it very popular, or do you think we're a bit slow? I think personally we're a little bit slow at learning and taking up classes, don't you think?
Well, depends on the case. But of course, compared with other mother tongues, we can say, it's it's more difficult for British people. But I have good experience so far.
Yeah. Now, Juan, I believe you've got I was going to talk about it later on, but I believe you've got a book coming out. Is it a paperback book, or is it an e-book? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, it is an ebook. Basically, it is I call it a survival kit for expats in Spain or any other country, Spanish-speaking country. Basically, you have a lot of vocabulary and phrases that we use a lot here, and it is divided in different situations. For example, at the airport, then taking a taxi, at the restaurant, at the doctor, etc.
All the things that we need to know when we first move here, then.
Yes, I try to include all the situations you may find, and also I added a cultural tip because I think it is important because Spanish people, the culture you may know is different, right? Yeah, it is quite different. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of British people, when they move here, they stay in groups of where there's other British people as well. And I was that way myself for the first couple of years. I moved here, with a group of other Spanish, English people, and it made things a little bit easier. So really, talking from my own experiences, I was a bit lazy learning the language. It was easy to mix with other people that could help you out. But later on, when you want to get things done like the ITV on the car, or go to the bank and things like that, it can be difficult and you end up having to pay somebody. So it's always a good idea to, even before you move to Spain, to take some Spanish lessons and lessons in the basics, the things that you're going to use when you first move here.
Mm-hmm.
So Juan, if people want to lesson with you, I'm going to leave a link in the description box in the comment section now, and I believe you'll offer a free trial lesson for my listeners. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
And
in the trial.
And what sort of things? Sorry, Juan. What sort of things will people learn with you? If, for example, if they're a complete beginner and they start from day one, what will they learn? Well, they don't really need to go through all the verbs and things like that, do they? Is it more conversational Spanish?
Yes, I focus. All my lessons are focused on conversation.
Yeah.
Because basically, you want to speak the language.
Yeah, I think one of the things that put me off when I first started lessons here years ago, I went to a school and we sat down learning to write, and it was like writing out the verbs to eat: comer, comáis, comemos, comen, past, present, future tense, and that really threw me off. And it was going to take years to learn. And I know my Spanish wife said it takes a few years in school for a Spanish person to learn all the verbs. So English people will really struggle with that, and I'm still struggling myself with the verbs, getting them right round. But if you're doing a one-on-one lesson, then things can be a bit easier. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure. Because when we are one-on-one, we are very focused on the needs and the interest, especially that the person has. And basically, we practice the conversation, and then the conjugations and the structures comes along, because you need to practice to speak.
Perfect. Okay, right, hang on a minute, Juan, and we'll just play a record, and we'll be back with Juan in just a second. Let's have a Spanish. Elvis Crespo there and Suavemente.
Live.
David Wright. David Wright.
David.
The afternoon show.
So I've got Juan on the phone. He's our Spanish teacher. And Juan, so yeah, tell us a little bit more about your lessons, Juan.
Well, my lessons are mainly one-on-one. I have also groups, but maximum for students because it is focused on conversation. So I want the student have the opportunity to practice.
Yeah.
And there I use also a textbook because I consider the grammar and vocabulary is important and we have to know. But in the classes we try to speak as much as we can.
Yeah.
And are very engaging.
I think that's one of the problems with learning Spanish for British people is that you don't get much chance to practice it really, and if you go to classes things like that, you need to get out and mix with Spanish people and then just try and practice it. And all the times that I've practiced my Spanish, I've never found that I've been judged by the Spanish people. They don't take the mickey out of you or anything. In fact they encourage you and help you to speak Spanish. So for me, I joined some groups. I joined some walking group and a mountain climbing group, things like that, so I could just technically practice my Spanish more than anything. And that really does make a big improvement when you can actually practice what you learn, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And if you're in Spain, you have the perfect opportunity. Just go to the bar, and even if you don't feel confident yet, just hear. Just sit in a table there and hear people. Go to meetups here in Malaga or in Spain in general. There are a lot of chances to practice.
Yeah, and you pick up a lot of great tips and in a bar, that's for sure. Yeah, and well, for me, I learned most of my swear words in a bar. I think when you learn a new language, you learn all the swear words first, don't you?
Yeah, in Spain it's very common. Yeah.
And I just asked Juan what his favourite music is, expecting him going to say salsa or bachata or something like that, and he said the Beatles. So there you go. This one's for you, Juan. Beatles and Help. That was for Juan, our guest on the show today, who's joined us on the phone. So Juan, what are the things that British people struggle with when they're learning Spanish here?
I would say the main aspects are the verb to be, because in Spanish we have ser and estar, so two verbs to say to be in English. This is the main confusion, and also the feminine and masculine articles.
Yeah.
Because as well we have
masculine and feminine always confuse me. How can a table be masculine or feminine? It's a bit weird for us British people, but that can be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and also there are some exceptions, so it's not always finishing O, it's not always masculine, and finishing A is not always feminine, etc. And I would say also, I would add to that por and para. In English you have for, you use for everything, and here depends. We have por for some things and para for others.
Yeah. So what's give us a good tip then, Juan? If somebody's learning Spanish, can you give us a couple of good tips?
Vale. I would start. These apps are good to have some vocabulary, phrases and vocabulary. Then I encourage people, especially when they are starting, learn the basic verbs and the conjugations, of course.
Yeah.
And write. Just write simple sentences with the vocabulary and the verbs you have.
Yeah. So start off nice and slow. Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks for that, Juan. Now, if anybody wants, any listeners, they can have a free trial lesson with Juan, and his details are in the comments section now. So thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. Thanks a lot, Juan.
Thank you very much for having me, David.
Great. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Juan. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
So I don't know if you listening to my show yesterday, talking about this the problems that Mercadona had. They actually had to call the police in some of their stores here. So TikTok are the calls again. Yeah, TikTok has gone a video gone viral about finding love in Mercadona. I don't know if you've seen this, but a crazy story. It did make me laugh. So apparently somebody's done a video walking around Mercadona, shopping the supermarket here in Spain, and they've got a shopping trolley, and they're telling people how to find love by getting a pineapple and turning the pineapple upside down in your trolley and walking up and down the drink section, the wine section of Mercadona. And that, with the pineapple upside down, that's significant that you're in the mood for love and you're looking for a partner. And the video went viral, and hundreds of people have gone to Mercadona stores all over Spain, got the pineapples in and walking up and down the aisles of the drink section, and they're not buying anything. So staff have become aware of this, and it's blocking the aisles and things like that. So they've had to call the police into some of these Mercadona stores. So yeah, if you're going to Mercadona and a pineapple upside down, that means that person's looking for love. So there you go. Okay, let's talking of Spanish songs and love. This one, I absolutely love it, and it's got a bit of tequila in it as well. Antonio Banderas there, the mariachi song. And I forgot to say it's between 7 and 8. So in Mercadona, between 7 and 8. I'm going to Mercadona tonight, but I might try that, but the wife's with me, so yeah, I don't think she's seen the video, so see what happens. I'll put a pineapple upside down in a trolley, see if I get any response. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Okay, so yeah, another bit of news as well. In Spain, the paleontologists have found this brand new dinosaur. Well, brand new, it's the fossils, remains, bones, whatever you like to call it. 75 million year old dinosaur, a brand new dinosaur, species of dinosaur, been found up near Madrid in Cuenca in the middle of Spain. A 20-meter long dinosaur, I think they pronounce it Cuencasaura. It's a plant-eating dinosaur with a really long neck. Brand new species of dinosaur found right here in Spain.
David Wright. Help and advice for living and working in Spain. You're listening to The Right Way. The Right Way with David Wright.
Okay, so I've got a meeting with the Honorary British Consulate for Almeria, Alejandro Salvador, on the Monday. If you've got any questions you would like me to put to him, doing an interview with him on Monday afternoon, let me have them in the comment section, or email them to me here on Almeria Radio, over to my page on the Almeria Radio site here. Just go over to the drop-down menu, click on the drop-down menu there, and you'll see a link to my page. If you've got any questions you would like me to put forward to Alejandro, and I can give you the answers to that later on my shows next week. And I did have some information about the driving license, about the NIE numbers and TIE cards. That's all coming up a little bit later on my shows in the next couple of weeks. Some new information about that. But if you've got the TIE card, if you've got the old one, the old piece of paper, the green piece of paper, the residency card, then if you haven't yet changed that to the new TIE card, then I suggest you should do that as soon as you can. It's not obligatory at the moment to do so, but I have heard that things are going to be changing very soon, and they're going to be charging for that when they ask you to do it over to the new TIE card. So if you haven't yet changed to the TIE card, make sure you go and do it now. I've heard it through some good sources, or maybe I just heard it through the grapevine. You've been listening to The Right Way with me, David Wright. Just got time for one more. Thanks to everybody for joining me in the comment section. Hi to Sylvia, John Alex, the Boston crew, to Carol, Guy, Danny FS, Rita, Andy and Cat Dog. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll leave you now with this one. Up next, it's a 5 o'clock hit mix with Rob Mack. Stay tuned.